nice bobcat. Oh man.
It's a bobcat! It's a bobcat! Yes!
That's a pretty one too. All right, be quiet now. Okay. Those bobcats will eat you up.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to take you on a full couple of days of a traveling filmmaker as I go to Kentucky and film this trap and hunt for Realtree. So I'm excited to sit back, relax, have some coffee, and enjoy. So, I've been doing an ice bath every day for 15 days. It might sound crazy, because it kind of is. So normally, for breakfast, I'll eat, if you guys care, some fruit, orange juice. I got my old man pills here, protein shake, bagel, 2 sausage patties, 2 to 3 eggs, and that's usually what I eat every morning. I don't normally work out in the mornings, but today I had to because I'm gonna be on a trip and I won't be able to later, so obviously I have to do that. I take these pills, scarf this down, and then by that time we'll be ready to go. We're gonna drive up to Kentucky and start filming. Alright guys, this is my office. I'm going to show you what I bring on most of these shoots. So there is an interview setup, so I'm going to bring a lot of lighting. Most of it's run and gun, so I'm going to be shooting on the Blackmagic for the most part, and a bunch of drone stuff. So I'm bringing 2 drones, 1 regular just DJI drone, and then FPV drone just for some dynamic shots. I'll bring a bunch of stands, so C-stands, light stands, bring 1 big light, aperture 120D, and a bunch of these smaller little cheap lights that I got, and then maybe some tube lights, and then I'll bring some sort of negative fill. So I'm gonna bring this big black sound blanket that I can use for negative fill and for some acoustic treatment, audio gear, a big crate of just other audio gear and some other miscellaneous stuff. And yeah, a lot of it's lighting gear and tripods and stuff like that, and you guys know how it goes. But you'll see more of my setup when we actually get on site and start doing some filming. So for right now, I'm gonna pack all this stuff up, get it ready for tomorrow, and pack all my clothes and stuff up too. So let's get it. So we got in last night, didn't really want to film when I got in here, want to get all the gear in, start charging it up. But it's about 5:30 in the morning. We don't start till 7:30, but it gives me time to get my gear ready, make sure everything's charged. About to make some coffee and then sit down and do some editing and stuff. So we're gonna start trapping at 7:30, filming all that, and then we're gonna do interviews after. It's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a great day. Get excited. Hey, I looked at this mug right here. Life is Good mug. Remember that? It used to be such a big thing. Anyways, it says, do what you like what you do. So let's get into what I'm actually shooting here. What am I shooting? This is kind of like a short little, I would just call it a vlogumentary, almost like a documentary, but it's a little bit shorter, probably 10 to 15 minutes about trapping and why trapping is so important. We're on about 1,000 acres of land, and this land is hunted a lot, and they hunt turkeys, they hunt deer, but the reason why you trap so much is because, and why trapping is so important, is you have to keep these predators down so your wildlife is good and you can hunt it. Because before they started trapping on this property, they didn't see any turkey, and now they see a lot of turkey. So it's really important to keep these predators and these critters down to a minute. You don't want to kill all of them. They don't want to trap all of them, but they do want to trap a lot of them. So if you want to check out the actual documentary, I'll eventually link it below. It's not done yet. The first day we didn't see anything. Like we didn't catch a raccoon, nothing. Raccoons are like pretty easy to catch. And on one of the very last traps, we got something.
Yep, nice bobcat.
Oh man. It's a bobcat. It's a bobcat.
That's a pretty one too.
Sorry.
All right, be quiet. Okay. Oh, you can get, I just don't get inside that catch circle. Those bobcats will eat you up. It's a small cat. Yep. He's caught good, so we're good. It's a small one. He's pretty. I'll shoot him with just a solid standard velocity 22 and keeps from tearing your fur all up. Sometimes I'll shoot him with a 17 HMR with a full metal jacket. So.
So we're out here shooting for Realtree, checking traps. He's setting some snares and traps, but we did get a bobcat, which is weird. How many traps did we check?
I think that was the second to last one.
Yeah,
I think I've got about 30 traps out. So
yeah, we were kind of scared we weren't going to get anything. We did, so it's been a good day, and we're going to keep going.
Yeah, I got a few more to set out and make some more sets, and just the first day of the line. So
Yep.
it usually gets better as the week goes on.
Yep. Let's do it.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it was the first time I saw an animal trap like that, and it was a freaking bobcat. Beautiful, beautiful animal, but it was in trap, so you gotta do what you gotta do. So we caught that, and that was one of the coolest experiences of that shoot. And then after that, we didn't see anything else. We had to lay out the traps for the rest of the day to get ready for the next day of shooting. And then once we got done with the trapping, we went to the subject's house and we started prepping for all the interview stuff. Usually I do the interview stuff before, and then I do all the B-roll, but for this, we had to trap in the morning. Like, you have to check your traps every 24 hours, and just logistically, it just made the most sense to do it that way. So we got set up at their house, and we started filming interviews. So that day was like a full 10 hours of filming, and it was a great time. We had a good time. It's good people there, and it was one of those days where you're like, man, this is why I do this. I mean, I'm creating a short documentary for people to consume and learn how to trap and learn why trapping's so important. And it's just something that's a little bit bigger than myself. So I enjoy doing stuff like that. Enjoy doing stuff outdoors. But we weren't done yet. We needed to probably get a few more good clips of him trapping. So that's why we stayed for the next day to do a half-day shoot. Good morning, guys. It's about a little after 5 on day 2. Last day, we're gonna have a half day of shooting. I got my coffee over here. I'm about to open up my laptop and do some work. But you're probably wondering, like, hey, Holt, why don't you just turn this light on and give a little key light off that instead of putting this nano light here, nan light? Well, it's because this freaking plug back here doesn't work. Who cares? Who cares, Holt? Well, we got back around 7:30 last night, and I was gonna open up my laptop, do some work, upload some footage, dump some footage, but it wouldn't turn on because it was plugged into this outlet back here. And I was on freaking Reddit trying to figure out what was wrong with this, trying to reset this. The whole time, outlet just wasn't working. Could have just went over that outlet and plugged it in and it would have worked fine. Moral of the story is, don't be an idiot and just plug your laptop up to something else. It's gonna be a good day. I was gonna run this morning, but it's freaking like 20 degrees outside. I don't have my running gear for that. It's pitch black, so I'm not gonna do that before we go on a shoot. I'm gonna do that when we get back. We'll probably get back home around 6 or 7 if I had to guess. Let's get to it. Now, this day was a lot colder. I mean, it was freezing, so all the traps were frozen. We get out there and we check, I mean, same thing. We checked a bunch of snares. This time we did a different route. So we checked about an hour, nothing past about 15 traps, not even a sign, nothing. And then we come around this corner and I see 2 big furry figures off in the distance, and we got a double.
So just got done running our trap line for the second morning and got it out day before yesterday. Had 2 pretty good mornings, all things considered. The weather made things tough to start with. There was a lot of ice on the ground. I was having to set traps through frozen mud, which is always a pain. I wasn't able to blend them in, so kind of had the odds stacked against us. And then besides that, we were trapping a new farm that I'd never been on before until earlier this week. But caught a nice cat yesterday and took Ants out of school this morning. He skipped school to go run the line with us this morning and caught 2 nice coyotes this morning. Really caught a double. It was a male and female pair. And it's like I was saying, I've come to really respect coyotes. I really appreciate them. They're smart critters, but you get a mated pair like that, they're pretty effective predators. They have no trouble bringing down a deer. Pretty much if you've got a game animal that's out there, coyotes are going to prey on it. And the idea is not to get rid of all of them, but it's just to kind of keep them in check. And so we caught 2 nice ones this morning. This female especially has got a really nice fur. I'm going to look forward to skinning her, having that tanned out. Might put it in Ance's fur pile to sell for the end of the year. And got a whole week or so of running this line, and I bet we catch some more.
So we caught 2 coyotes, 1 male, 1 female. It was a double. That doesn't happen very often. Same thing that happened the day before. We were pretty sure we weren't going to catch anything. Bam, we caught something. And coyotes and bobcats, I mean, that's pretty cool stuff. So we caught those 2 things, and the whole time when I'm thinking about this, it's kind of tough to film stuff like this because you're capturing an event. I'd rather it be the other way around, where filming is the event and we're there to film and that's it. But for stuff like this, you have to be on your hands and you have to be on your toes. I always had him mic'd up with a lav. I was listening to his audio constantly. I was almost filming. When I got the hang of it, I kind of knew when things were going to happen. So I was already kind of set up and ready to go. But I staged a few things here and there. But for the most part, you're just trying to capture the experience and make it as raw and real as possible, which this was very raw and real. And you have a shot list and you have things you want to get, but for the most part, you're just kind of letting the story tell itself. Don't try to craft a story that's not there. This story was obvious. We're working all day, didn't find anything. In the very last few traps we got some stuff. So I mean, it's a pretty easy story to tell. So then after that half day of shooting, I mean, we had to drive all the way back home and I had to dump all the footage and start getting it ready to go. So it was a full 3 days of work. And if this is something you want to do, just make sure you're going to be working. You're going to be working a lot. You have to bring all your equipment. You have to be prepped. If you forget anything, we didn't have any issues really. I didn't have any issues with equipment. Sometimes that happens, but even if you do have issues with your equipment, just be ready. Be ready on your toes. Make sure you have backup stuff, and make sure that you at least have 2 cameras. I mean, and a lot of battery life. If anything, make sure you can capture video and audio. Lighting, I mean, doesn't really matter as much because unless you're shooting interviews, you need a lot. But just make sure that you have at least 2 cameras for stuff like this. Great audio sources and backup audio sources. Make sure you have a drone or some type of way to get aerials and be creative. Make sure that you can set yourself apart with stuff like this, whether it's just you're a really good cinematographer or you're a really good storyteller. Just make sure you can tell a story a little bit different and a little bit better than the next guy. So, and make sure you're doing stuff you enjoy doing that's fun and exciting to you. This was super exciting to me, super fun, different. I was stimulated the whole time. I wasn't really bored. I got cold, but I was so stimulated that I didn't really care. So make sure you're enjoying what you're doing. That's huge, especially in filmmaking. Why would you hop into something you love and not film something you love? No matter what it is, there's money in that industry. So if you're good at what you do, keep doing it, get better. And I know this kind of general broad advice, but like I didn't really want it to be a preachy video. I wanted it to be more so like behind the scenes, day in the life, more of like a vlog. So if you guys enjoyed it, I would love to do more videos like this. This is way more fun than any other type of video that I do. So give me a like, give me a comment, and let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.